The piece of news that I'm about to show you guys in this video is absolutely insane. It's like the cracks are showing more and more and more, and the critical point for everything right now is getting worse and worse. So if you're kind of worried, I think you have a reason to be worried, and I will show you everything in this video, and I will walk you through all the news by the level of importance, as always. So watch this video till the end. It's going to be incredibly important. And the cracks are getting wider, and it means a lot for Bitcoin in a short-term perspective. So we'll get to it. And a lot of it, actually, AI helps us make these decisions. And AI also, like these results in the past that you've seen in my trading accounts that I've been showing for the last 6 months was done by AI. So come join us. Right now, I'm running this free 5-day challenge, which started yesterday, and you can check my previous live stream on this channel, and we talked about so many things. And also, there is a link to this down in the description of this video to get your free pass to our 5-day event. We give out workbooks, and we give out $250,000 worth of prizes, including a few watches and a trip to Dubai, etc. And we talk about AI and how you can actually automate your trading and make your trading look like this with proper risk management and everything else. So come join us. And yeah, it's pretty insane because I don't trade without AI no more. If you trade without AI these days, it's like butt naked sitting in a cave with 2 rocks trying to make fire not to die from cold. That's how I look at people who trade without AI these days. So anyway, moving on. We are at very important support level right now in Bitcoin. We are very close to closing one very important CME gap. We'll come back to the chart after I give you all the news and stuff to give you my expectations going forward. It was so sad that on this trade, like my second order was right here at 3,000 per Ethereum, and it didn't get to it by literally $1. And these levels also were suggested to us by AI. So the last order is like 2,600. So we're risking more here in this trade, in particular in comparison for this entire account and stuff. But that was we manually did override the risk parameters for this particular account, and I'm risking more just because I have so much more money in futures, not just in one account. So, but this setup was also done fully by AI. And if you guys want to trade on Bybit, you can use the link down in the description of this video and get $100 welcome rewards for completing KYC. You can claim $20 for depositing like $100. You can claim another $20 in Reward Center, and in general, you can claim up to $30,000 initial deposit bonuses. Depending on how much you deposit, you can see it on the screen right here. So, and then you need to have also some trade volume, and that's basically the rewards you can claim, and you can trade with that money. And if you lose money, you can lose that money that Bybit provides. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, let's move on. Also, when it comes to bot trading, is an update. A lot of you guys are asking about this. We integrated BitsGap into Evadex. So basically, BitsGap is a website where you can get trading bots. So in Evadex, there is AI trading. It has one strategy, and then there are grid bots. Like, for example, grid bots right now that I've turned on Evadex, and you can also trade on Evadex. It's non-custodial, anonymous, decentralized. There's different types of bots, of course, but this is DCA grid bot. So basically on BitsGap, and if you trade on Evadex through BitsGap, BitsGap is going to be free because BitsGap costs like $50 a month because their bots are pretty elite. They're pretty good. But with Evadex, the bots are for free. So you can go to BitsGap and register, and yeah. So what it does basically, what it did previously for me, it longed from here and unloaded the long here. Then it started longing here, unloaded the long here. So it has done quite well. It's like a combo bot. I really enjoy it because it's called combo bot. I put in $3,000 into this strategy. It did plus 12% in just a couple of days. And in Bitcoin, I've done a similar thing. It done plus, and I put in only $1,000. It did $80 in profit. That's plus 7%, which is pretty intense. So go check it out. Now, Bank of Canada, this is the first piece of news, which is kind of important. Even though I know it's Canada, but hear me out. Bank of Canada announces restart of Government Canada Treasury bill purchases, which is not stimulus, but they're restarting things which are quite similar in nature to stimulus. And usually what is most important here, I'm just gonna be quick through this because we have so many things to cover. What is usually super evident through history is that Canada usually stimulates faster. Canada usually does things a bit faster than the United States. So what I'm about to show you, a few new pieces of news down the road will prove my point. as well. So let's move on. But that's basically it. The cracks are showing themselves all over the place, and Canada is about to start quantitative easing as well. Now, next thing, which is quite interesting. This is usually when I start deploying my capital in terms of my spot portfolio. Bitcoin is dead. Like if you're still buying this zombie coin. And this is every time when Bitcoin was declared dead. It was declared dead all along. It was declared dead 446 times. And if you invested $100 each time, you would have had $100 million today. I love this. It's just fun. It's just perfect. So, and we're here. Just another time Bitcoin is dead by stupid people like Peter Schiff or whatever this loser's name is. So same thing, exactly same idea. So whenever you see people scream that Bitcoin is dead, this is about time for you to start thinking about accumulation. Next thing, which I usually think about in terms of accumulation, is FUD. So when there is fear, uncertainty, and doubt. And there was a lot of FUD that MicroStrategy selling Bitcoin, etc. But then Strategy was not selling Bitcoin. They were distributing into new wallets, whatever they were doing. So they're actually buying this dip. So therefore, whenever you see FUD and you see Bitcoin dead and then extra FUD that is the end, MicroStrategy selling Bitcoin, usually FUD kind of comes during bad times and usually at the extremes of those bad times. So kind of can consider DCAing. Again, not financial advice, what I'm just saying here. So another thing which is important is global liquidity and Bitcoin correlation is broken. And I think it's because of the government shutdown, because we had the government shutdown for 43 days. Now it's finally over. And there's so much more liquidity to catch up to, just like M2 money supply. We were always correlated to it, and now we decorrelate it. There's also one more reason why we decorrelate it besides the government shutdown, and that is the actual pinnacle before we move to the chart, the pinnacle of this entire video, and this is this right here. And I made a post about this on Twitter, and it got a lot of views again because I'm kind of breaking down everything as we go, so you might as well follow me on Twitter. As I said here, more cracks are here. And most people have no idea what's about to hit the system and how it will affect Bitcoin. The US Treasury settles about 300 billion of new debt tomorrow. And here's what it actually means. And no, it's not quantitative easing. It's something else, but it's super important. These details, you need to pay attention to them. Because when I broke down what Ray Dalio has said in his entire essay, it has a lot of weight. And this is similar stuff. And that's kind of a logical continuation from there. So huge reserve drain. When this debt settles, banks must wire 300 billion into the Treasury's account. The cash leaves the system equals bank reserves fall sharply. Liquidity was already thin. I mean, that's pretty obvious. And on RRP, is almost empty. It's like the RRP is actually below 100 billion at this point, and reserves are barely above 3.2 trillion. So there is we're operating with no buffer. There is no reserve fund, so to speak. And repo market will obviously feel it. And we've already seen one repo facility open up for 29 billion, and I spoke about this before. So I said we need to see if more of these things happen. And private repo is already trading above the Fed ceiling for November 17 delivery. So expect tight funding, elevated repo rates, and stress in short-term markets. And it also means that hedge funds are at risk because basis trades, hedge funds rely on cheap repo funding, and now it's going to be no longer. So if liquidity tightens, they may be forced to deleverage, and which means block selling in equities or bonds. So risk assets and then almighty Bitcoin may chop a bit lower. That's what we've spoken about before. When 300 billion is drained in a single day, liquidity sensitive assets tend to wobble until the cash recirculates. So therefore, all of this is not quantitative easing. It's actually the opposite, a temporary liquidity vacuum created by heavy treasury issuance. And I hope you're still following me here. But in general, what all of this means, cracks are showing. The system is breaking. If these shocks keep repeating, the Fed eventually gets cornered into quantitative easing or QE-like support. More cracks, some pain short term. That's why Bitcoin, we'll get to the short in just a second as to what I expect and what I want to see. Then money printer goes brr. And as a result, Bitcoin goes to Valhalla. So stack through the pain, simple play. Next Fed actions are predictable, just a matter of time. So that's why going back to the chart, I will show you exactly my expectations here. And that's why with, for example, bids gap and these bots, like I've actually put out the levels down to like 2,800. So if we just play around in this vicinity, bids gap bot will just make me money in the middle. So instead of just taking one trade, basically, like one trade that I've taken, for example, on Bybit right here. So it have only one trade, I can make money. With bots on bids gap and this combo bot, and you gotta go for combo bot, it's gonna trade up and down, just like it does here. So it actually makes money in the middle instead of just taking one trade. But you need to understand below which level, for example, below 85K, we don't want to see Bitcoin to go. And again, BitsGap is free with Evadex if you trade on Evadex. So in terms of levels, we're kind of at a critical level of 93,000 right here on Bitcoin. I'm pretty sure that more pain has to be in store, short-term more pain. Everything that I've just said, but overall I don't want to see it go below 88,000. This level right here, I mean, we have a very important CME gap at 91, 92,000, so we almost closed the CME gap. And this level here, I kind of want Bitcoin to consolidate, and then once we get some good news, to go again to the upside, and it's going to be part of this beautiful formation just in general. When it comes to Ethereum, it's looking a bit weak-ish, but we still have this historic, very important level, this one that got formed here. We kind of bounced off of it here, and we're still fighting with it. If we lose it, I would want to see like maybe 2,800. So that would be perfect, 2,800. That's why our levels, I mean, just in case our AI, our trading AI, is predicting the worst case scenario at 2,600 for Ethereum. I'm kind of a bit skeptical about it. It's not always correct. 2,800, this vicinity would be fantastic. Because all things considering, that could really kind of create this liquidity crunch. And then for us to actually meet the actual liquidity in the market, some good news about quantitative easing and Fed stepping in, that would be just fantastic, kind of coinciding of events and kicking people out who are ignorant or not watching this channel. So subscribe so you're always notified of all these things. And then we finally see one last final big leg up going into 2026 in the markets, and then we can finally sell and retire. So guys, check out this quick tutorial popping up on the screen, quick course crash course that I've done on crypto trading. You can check it out. I think it's going to be quite useful. And remember about all the bonuses on Bybit, on Evadex in the description of this video. And remember about our event, which is happening as we speak about AI and how you can integrate AI into your trading and see these kinds of results and performance in your trading as well. Link to it also in the description in this video. Have a good week.